Our demand is very high right now, and we're having difficulty meeting that demand. I'm Keely White-Young. I'm the Executive Director of Caring Hearts. Caring Hearts provides grief support groups, counseling, education services across Saskatchewan. We also have children and youth programming where we offer a biannual children's grief camp in partnership with Joshua Tree Learning Centre. And we also partner with Joshua Tree to provide support groups for children and teens. I joined Caring Hearts, one, because I very much believe in the work that community-based organizations do for our communities and our province. I also came to Caring Hearts because I think that grief is a universal experience and something that we all will go through at some point in our lives, yet we don't always have the tools around knowing how to process our feelings of grief or how to support others when they're going through their grief process. So I lost a number of people in a very short period of time a few years ago, and had I known that an organization like Caring Hearts existed at that time, I would have come here myself. It's really dear to my heart to grow the organization because it's such a huge need out there, and so that we can help people through those times, those most difficult times in their lives. I think Caring Hearts right now is a reflection of what is going on in the world around us in terms of mental health needs and providing mental health support. Some of the things we do more specifically are help to address some of the rising rates of suicide in our province, providing support groups and counseling for survivors of suicide, those left behind by suicide. And we also are working to address the trauma and intergenerational trauma that people are carrying. And when these experiences aren't cared for, or people don't know where to go, then they can be compounded and other mental health concerns can start to arise or become worse. And so it's really our mission to help people in those difficult times. I think education and awareness is a large component for the community to learn, not only just that Caring Hearts is here and the kind of work that we're doing, but also learning about grief and the grief process, and starting to open up conversations around grief and how we each experience it in different ways and in our own individual ways, and to help people become more comfortable having those conversations with one another and knowing how to support each other through the process. Being a community-based organization, just like all the others out there, funding is always a concern and something that we need in terms of being able to sustain the level of programming that we provide right now, but also to expand and grow, because our demand is very high right now, and we're having difficulty meeting that demand. And also, I think another important piece is the focus on children and youth and their grieving processes, because they can be unique and different depending on where the children are at in terms of their development, or where, or what their experiences have been, and their grief process can look a lot different than the adults who are around them. So I think being able to expand our programming for children and youth is also really important. I think if we had more resources, the positive short term that we would be able to provide more of what we do so well, and that's to support people through their grief process, to support people and educate people around trauma and trauma-informed care. I think also, like I said, to expand our support services for children and youth who are going through grief. And then in the long term, once we're able to expand some of our programming and support, then also be able to sustain it over time is really important.